Let's talk about your New York Giants. I'm sure it's a kind of a sore subject, but are you excited for Daniel Jones to be the starter? I don't think the Giants have enough weapons outside of Saquon. Sterling Shepard, Cody Latimer, Evan Ingram. I'm not impressed with the wide receiver core. Do you think that they can take that next step, or do they have to give the ball to Saquon 20 or 30 times a game to make that happen?
Yeah, I think that's their only chance to win any game.
I agree.
To give the ball to Saquon, and it's still not enough. I have no problem with the Giants getting Eli Manning. My problem is with the Giants having brought Eli Manning back this year, paying him $17 million for now what is to start 2 games. They could have taken that money, let Eli move on. Don't make him sit through 14 games of losing and embarrassment. Let Eli move on. Take that $17 million, get defensive players, and try to bolster what is essentially a Pop Warner defense. It's just awful. They're terrible defensively. So that's what I would have liked to have seen done once they did draft Daniel Jones. I think the Giants have lost their way. I think they're essentially incompetent at this point, because by bringing back Eli Manning, I think they showed everybody that they actually thought somehow, some way, that this team that they have right now could win games and compete with the Cowboys and compete with the Eagles for a playoff spot. And if you've watched any of if you've watched even a play of theirs over the last 2 weeks, you see that's not true. They have very little talent offensively and defensively outside of Saquon Barkley and Evan Ingram. But I have no problem with Daniel Jones starting. I mean, let's get the growing pains out of the way now. Let him play,
right.
Let him learn. But I just don't think Eli Manning should be on this team. They should have just let him go and moved on last year.
Do you think that he will be the first quarterback ever to play himself out of the Hall of Fame?
Well, they almost. You know what? I'm glad they didn't let him play another game, because we know now that his record's at. If you get rid of the playoff games, his record is right at 500. So I'm glad he didn't drop below 500 for his career record. But I don't think it's about these last couple of years for Eli Manning. I think what was best about Eli is when we see these quarterbacks getting hurt week in and week out. I mean, just look at last week, right? Eli Manning was always there. He was consistent, and the bigger the moment, the bigger that he came up. I think that's what Eli Manning is, and I don't think because they've not won games the last couple of years, I don't think that's going to keep him out of the Hall of Fame.
All right, Mr. Babcock, always appreciate it when you take some time to join us, my friend. Have a great weekend, and we will catch you next week.
Thanks, fellas. We'll talk then.
All right, there you go.
Thanks a lot, Mikey.
Mike Babcock, TMZ Sports, does a fantastic job